Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So, a trans runner, so a biological dude, has decided to compete against the likes of real women. And, well, the trans runner qualifies for state championships after seizing 2 gold medals in girls' varsity races. Now, this is one story of quite a few that is coming out at the moment. A lot of people are really fed up and sick of men competing against women in women's sports and basically taking first place. It's not really hard for them to do that, but a lot of states and territories and whatever else are actually allowing it to take place because inclusivity and diversity and all those other ridiculous terms. So here is the person that we're talking about today. So it doesn't even look like a girl. A lot of them actually don't. But hey, they identify as being a woman, it means that they are somehow nowadays. So here is the video of the trans runner winning the race. And look, the person wins by a long shot. It's just like 200-meter race. You just see the biological dude just blitz. I mean, good on the girl for keeping up with the dude, but whoa, the dude shouldn't have won, is what I'm trying to allude to. So, anyway, the dude shouldn't have been there in the first place, let alone be allowed to win. So, anyway, a trans identified male student has secured a place in the upcoming Oregon State Championships after sadly, besting his female competitors in the finals of the Portland Interscholastic League Championships last night. Aiden Gallagher, a boy who identifies as a girl, took first place in the 400 and 200-meter run. Gallagher first came under scrutiny in April after footage began to circulate of him leaving his female competitors in the dust during Heat 1 of Sherwood Need for Speed Classic in Sherwood, Oregon. The footage was posted by independent news outlet Redux. By the way, this is from the Publica, and was later taken down after an individual from Sherwood sent a complaint into X. Of course, it's exactly what you do. Like, we can't allow the truth to get out or to be seen because the truth is somehow seen as not inclusive and it's now not diverse enough for these people. Ridiculous. Days later, Gallagher won 2 more girls' track races, seizing first place in the 200 and 400 varsity during a track meet at Roosevelt High School. On May 7th, Gallagher was cleared to participate in the Portland Interscholastic League Championship semifinals, running in both the 200 and 400-meter girls' varsity races and taking second and first place, respectively. The placing qualified him to run in the finals, which were held at Lincoln High School last night. Now, this article was, I believe, let me double check when it was, May 10th. So it's a little while ago now, but still it's happening as we speak. Like, there's a lot of this stuff going on. So I felt like it needs to be spoken about. So Gallagher dominated both the 200 and 400-meter races, securing a surprise victory in the 200-meter against Roosevelt High School's Asta Jones. Jones is considered a rising star in Oregon track and field scene and has won first place in every other metered race she participated in this year, except against Gallagher, because Gallagher is a dude. You can't get away from that fact, right? But unfortunately, we're allowing the delusion and the insanity to take over, and all these dudes are now choosing to identify as being women, entering into female-only sports, and the women end up missing out. I mean, credit goes to Asta Jones, who basically almost won against Gallagher. She put up a great fight, but it just goes to show you that men can still dominate the field. Like, Gallagher still won in the end. Gallagher shouldn't even be there, but he was. In shocking footage that was recorded by the Publica's Sherry Burfarash, I can't say the last name, I apologize. Gallagher was seen sweeping past Jones in the final stretch. with the girl looking like she was actively struggling to keep the scant lead she had maintained for the majority of the race. Gallagher's success at the PIL Championship finals last night means he is now qualified to run in the Oregon State Championships. That will be held later on this month. Speaking to the public under the condition of anonymity, a Portland area middle school track coach and the parent of a female competitor in the district called Gallagher's participation in the female sports disappointing and frustrating. What? Like, yes, 100%. It's disappointing and frustrating. Allowing a biological dude to compete against women where we know that men are better and stronger. That's just biology for you. She added, my daughter has been running track since she was 7 years old, and to work so hard for so many years for it to be taken away by a boy that cannot get attention any other way than to run against girls. Exactly right. Spot on. Like, they can't compete against guys their own size or their own age or their own sex. No, they've got to try and worm their way into the other sex. And we've got to dominate them. I mean, do you feel like a real human? Do you feel like a man? Like, do you feel like a winner? Because I wouldn't, for sure. No, but they do, because they're putting on a show. It's a sick show, if you ask me. The coach also slammed the Oregon School Activities Association for maintaining a gender self-identification policy that she feels disadvantages female athletes instead of creating a third category for trans runners. I'm all for creating a third category. If you want to identify as being trans, go compete against people that identify the same as you, but they won't, because they've got to dominate the female category. You don't see females competing against men in the other sense. It doesn't work. I think the allowance for this to occur is based on policies and gender ideology. It is frustrating that the OSAA supports this. Why can't the organization make a category for trans/non-binary athletes as other organizations do? I mean, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Call it the identity category. That would actually work. Is it easy to make a separate category? Well, is it easy? Yes, it's actually easier than what you may think. Will they do it? No, because it costs money. So they much rather create this environment of inclusivity and make it out like all these other organizations that are paying for them to actually be there. They much rather say, you know what, a man who identifies as being a woman is in fact the woman, so we'll allow him to compete against all the real women in this sport. We'll allow him to take away all the trophies. We'll allow all of that. We won't care about the real women participating because it doesn't matter. If a man can dominate a woman in the female-only category, what is the point in having the category in the first place? It becomes null and void, if you ask me. But that's just the kind of insanity world that we live in nowadays, don't we? If men can be women and compete and go into female-only locker rooms, what is the point of having those female-only spaces now? My point is we should keep women safe. We should allow women to have their only spaces, sex-based rights, not these transgender rights, not self-ID rights. We should have sex-based rights, like we've always done for a very long time. And only recently have they been uprooted, as it would seem, because there's this little loophole that's now become a giant hole, pun intended, of all these dudes that are just coming in and destroying a lot of women's lives. And you have women, unfortunately, and Christians, for that fact, that don't have a spine, that are too afraid to speak up and say something. I won't be silent. Sal Grover won't be silent. Kara Dansky won't be silent. So many people won't be silent. J.K. Rowling won't be silent. And I'm glad for that. We need more people that will actually speak up. And now, my friends, you take care. You be blessed. And I'll see you all in the next video.